Namaste girls. Now we are going to teach heat and temperature lesson. So what are the learning objectives of heat and temperature lesson? To understand the working principle of thermometer, to measure temperature using thermometer, to know about the thermometric liquids. So what is the differentiate between the clinical and laboratory thermometer? This is all learning objectives of this lesson. So now we are going to teach. You shiver when it is cold outside and sweet when it is hot outside. But how can you measure those weather temperature? Temperature is involved in many aspects of our daily lives, including our own bodies and health and weather, and how hot the stove must be in the order to cook food of thermometer. So what is measurement? The measurement of warmness or coldness of a substance is known as its temperature. It is measure of the average kinetic energy of the particle in an object. Temperature is related to how fast the atom within substance are moving. So what is the temperature of units? There are 3 units which are used to measure the temperature. What are the 3 units? One is degree Celsius, other than is Fahrenheit, then Kelvin. Let me know degree Celsius. Celsius is written as 0 degrees and read as a degree. Celsius is called as the centigrade acid well. So what is the Fahrenheit? The Fahrenheit is written as the symbol of F. The Celsius is the symbol of C, 0 degree C, and Fahrenheit is F. Next one, Kelvin. The Kelvin is written as K. How to measuring temperature. In a thermometer, when liquid gets heated, it expands, and when it is cooled down, it contract. It is used to measure temperature. Like solid and liquid objects, the effect of heat is also observed on gaseous object is measuring the temperature. So this is solid, liquid and gas. What is the uses of thermometer? A thermometer is the most common instrument to measure temperature. Then there are various kinds of thermometers. Some of them are like glass tubes which look thin and are filled with some kind of a liquid. Then alcohol and mercury are used in thermometer as they remain in liquid form even with a change of temperature in them. Next one, a small changes in the temperature, the causes of change in volume of a liquid. We measure this temperature by measuring expansion of a liquid in the thermometer. So what are the properties of mercury? Properties. So properties means mercury. Mercury என்னெல்லாம் வேலை செய்யும்? The properties, its expansion is uniform. For equal amount of heat, it expands by equal length. Then it is opaque and shining. It does not stick to the sides of the glass tube. It is a good conductor of heat. It has the high boiling point of 357 degrees Celsius and low freezing point of minus 39 degrees Celsius. Hence, a wide range of temperature can be measured by using a mercury thermometer. So, now you know the properties of mercury. Next one is what are the properties of the alcohol? What are the properties of alcohol? The freezing point of alcohol is less than minus degree Celsius. So, it can be used to measure very low temperature. Its expand per degree Celsius rise in temperature is very high. It is colored brightly and hence it is easily visible. Then next one. So what types of the thermometer? So what type of the thermometers? There are different types of thermometers for measuring the temperature of different things like air, our bodies, food and many other things. Among this, the commonly used thermometers are clinical thermometers and laboratory thermometers. So among this, the commonly used of thermometer, two types of thermometers. One is clinical thermometers and laboratory thermometers. So how to use the clinical thermometer used in humans? These thermometers are used to measure the temperature of human body. This temperature used for human body at home, clinics and hospitals. All clinical thermometers have a kink that prevents the mercury from flowing back into a bulb. When the thermometer is taken out of the patient's mouth so that the temperature can be noted conventionally. The Fahrenheit scale is more sensitive than the Celsius scale. Body temperature is measured in F only. F means Fahrenheit. The clinical thermometer indicates the temperature from a minimum of 35 degrees Celsius or 94 degrees Celsius to the maximum of 42 degrees Celsius or 108 degrees Celsius Fahrenheit. What is the precaution to be followed while using the clinical thermometer? Precaution to be followed while using a clinical thermometer. The thermometer should be washed before and after use, preferably with an antiseptic solutions. Then shake the thermometer a few times to bring the level of the mercury down. Before use, the mercury level should be below 35 degrees Celsius or 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Then do not hold the thermometer by its bulb. Keep the mercury level among your line of sight and then take the reading. Then handle the thermometer with the care. Do not place the thermometer near hot flame or in hot sun. So how to use, you know very well, thermometer using the clinical thermometer. So now let you know, see a clinical thermometer. Now laboratory thermometer. How to use the laboratory thermometer? Laboratory thermometer is used to measure the temperature in school and other laboratories for scientific research. They are also used in the industry as they can measure temperature higher than what clinical thermometer can record. And laboratory thermometer has only the Celsius scale ranging from 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. This is all used for laboratory thermometer. So how to precaution of the laboratory thermometer? The precaution to be followed while using a laboratory thermometer. Do not tilt the thermometer while measuring the temperature. Place it upright. Note the reading only when the bulb has been surrounded by the substances from all sides. So what is the uses of laboratory thermometer? First, take some water in a beaker. Take a laboratory thermometer and immerse its bulb end in water, holding it vertically. Ensure to dip the whole portion of the bulb end. The bulb end should not touch the bottom or side of the beaker. To observe the movement of rise in mercury, observe the movement of the rise rise in mercury. When it becomes stable, take a reading of the thermometer. Repeats this with hot water and take the reading. Repeat this with hot water and take the reading in laboratory thermometer. Next, all are now we are used in the easily used in the digital thermometer. Mercury is a toxic substance and is very difficult to dispose if a thermometer breaks. These days, digital thermometers are available which do not use mercury. Instead, it has a sensor which can measure the heat coming out from the body directly, and from that it can measure the temperature of the body. So, digital thermometers are mainly used to take the body temperature. So, what is the uses of the digital thermometer? First step, wash the tip with the warm and soap water. Next, press on button. Then insert the tip of the thermometer under the tongue or under the armpit. Next, hold the thermometer in place until it beeps after 30 seconds. Hold the thermometer in place until it beeps after 30 seconds. So, reminded, read the display. Turn off the thermometer, rinse under the water and keep it in the safe place. That is very important. So, what is the question? A clinical thermometer has a small temperature range. The glasses will crack or burst due to the excessive pressure and created by the expansion of mercury. So, what is the scale of thermometers? The Celsius of scale, it is termed after the name of a Swedish astronomer, Anders Celsius, and 1742. Before that, it was known as the centigrade, as the thermometers using this scale are calibrated from the freezing point of the water 0 degree Celsius to the 100 degree Celsius, the boiling point of the water. The Celsius is the common unit of measuring temperature. Fahrenheit scale. How to? Who is find out? It is the termed after the name of the German physicist and Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. The Fahrenheit is a common unit of the measure human body temperature. Then Kelvin scale. The Kelvin scale is the termed after the Lord Kelvin. It is the SI unit of measuring the temperature and written as a K, also known as absolute scale, as it starts from the absolute zero temperature. This picture, all of you see here, the relation between the Fahrenheit scale and Celsius scale is done in under. So first one is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and you see here, so increase it, the boiling point of the water, then increase the 32 degree Fahrenheit, freezing point of water 32 degree, then boiling point of the water 212 Fahrenheit. The next one is the boiling point of water is 0 degree Celsius and point 100 degree Celsius. First one is, see here this picture, 32 degree freezing the point of water 32 degree Fahrenheit, then boiling 212 Fahrenheit Celsius. Then second one is 0 degree Celsius of freezing point of water, then boiling point of the water 100 degree Celsius. Next one is 273 Kelvin is a freezing point of water, and Kelvin is the boiling point of the water 373.15 Kelvin. So this is relation between the Fahrenheit scale, Celsius in a under. So the equivalence between the principle of temperature, the scales are given the table for some temperature boiling point of the water. The Celsius scale is 100. The Fahrenheit scale is 212. Kelvin scale is 373.15 Kelvin. The freezing point of water, Celsius scale is 0. Fahrenheit scale 32 degree and Kelvin scale is 273.15. The mean of temperature of the human body, Celsius scale 37, the Fahrenheit scale 98.6, the Kelvin scale 310.15. The room temperature average Celsius scale 72, the Fahrenheit scale 23, Kelvin scale 296.15. So let us, and this lesson is over. Let us recollect what we have learned this lesson. In this lesson, you have learned why a clinical thermometer is not used to measure the temperature of air, the 3 units of temperature, Celsius, the uses of laboratory thermometer, the properties of mercury, why we should not keep the clinical thermometer in the sun or near the flame, the similarities and difference between the clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer.